Hi everybody, it's Kara. Hi. I've been working on this piece for probably a year now. And that's because, like I said before, I hang stuff up and wonder what can I do with it. So this is what I have been doing, is making more pieces for it. Some flowers, petals. These are resin flowers. These are resin flowers and they have Swarovski crystals in them. I don't know whether I'm going to use those or not. I think they're lotus. Anyway, I'm quite impressed with the leaves. I think they're pretty good. Nice colors anyway. Lots of gold in them. I painted these ones up last night. These are going to be Mayflowers. Little Miss Mayflowers, because Mayflower is the flower for Nova Scotia. So I'm going to include Mayflowers all along down here, like that, like that. Just lay them out for now. It's not exactly how they're going to go, but just get them off my little paper plate here. When I take my clay out of the oven, it's so hot, so I tend to put it on a paper plate, and it kind of helps it cool down, and I think it draws a lot of the moisture. The paper plate will draw a lot of the moisture out of the clay as it's drying. So there's a little hint, a little tip. It works for me, might not for you, but it does for me. Look at all the dog hair too. I have a couple of dogs. We have a kitty cat as well. I'm just going to put these flowers on the back burner for now. There's another rose. This is going to go as the centerpiece right there. It's a pretty piece. It's not quite finished yet, but yeah. Thinking more along the lines of that up there. Leaf coming off there. Put these other flowers and leaves over here, like that. This polymer clay that I use is actually quite nice, and it doesn't crack in the oven. I want to show you I did this intentionally so that it would be sort of like a out in the wild kind of flower. So yeah, so the cracks and the nibs and stuff that you see are very intentional. Here's one right here that doesn't have any. Anyway, it doesn't crack in the oven. It's really quite nice. Quite nice. So what I'm going to do is delve right in. Move this off again. I am going to play with some drywall mud. I know that drywall mud, they say, you know, is cracks when it dries. However, if you put it on thin enough, it won't do that, I'm hoping. So I'm just going to scoop some up like that. Put it on there. Wish me luck, folks. I want some of these colors right here. That is probably hard to tell what these colors are anymore because they were so inked up. But I don't want to put too much alcohol in. Ooh, that'd be pretty color too. I have to start labeling them before I start using them, so that I can see what's in them. That glitter, I don't want that right now. So I'm just going to put this in here behind me. And let's start with what I think I've got. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice pink. I don't know if I should be adding white to this first and then, oh no, I quite like that, you know, with the little bit of gray in it. Mixing a great big hair into it. It's mine. I don't need any more hair in there. Anyway, put that over there. Gee, it's not mine, it's the dog too. And that's a kind of a nice color, you know. It's turning out to be more of a, like an antique kind of mauve or pink. It's nice. Anyway, I am just going to go ahead and do it because that's the only way to delve in. I have never, ever done this before. So let's see how it goes. I'll move the stuff out of the way so that I don't end up getting crap all over it. There, that's already glued down. That is not. Those will be okay. Yeah, I like it. I haven't got it completely mixed, which is kind of good because it's giving it a little bit of natural shadow. So I have been using acrylic modeling paste, and I do really like it. I got it off of Amazon. However, it's not expensive, but then again, it's not really inexpensive either. It's kind of middle of the road. So what I thought I'd like to do is kind of practice with some other mediums to play around with the idea of doing sculpture on canvas. Now you see a little bit of black in there. That's okay too, because it's almost like a little bit of. Anyway, it's okay. It's just off of the. It'll be gone when I'm done. How's that? Oh, gee, that was not so great. At least it didn't land in my resin this time, because it has done that before. Oh dear. Now, let me see if I can get this back on without having to undo everything. Oh, I don't know why I did that. There we go. Okay. Hey? I bought this little tripod that you can pretty much hang from anywhere. However, it's really not that easy to use. And the phone keeps popping out of it. I keep trying, and now I've got you guys turned over too much. So I'm going to go like that. And hopefully, that's better. Okay, now I'm going to put some more of this stuff on. Oh, and the nice thing about being in the kitchen is that I can sit down and do this. I'm still recovering from a pretty bad fall. I don't know if it's a fall or not anymore. I know it's autumn now. I don't know if it's the fall that exacerbated everything, but I'm having a hard time getting around these days. So I've been doing a lot of stuff off camera because it's just so much simpler for me. I don't have to go running around for everything, but today I felt like I had a little bit more energy and I could sit down at the kitchen table and show you what I've been working on. Got Tammy Anderson up there in the background. She's a sweetie. So is Monica Barnes. I absolutely love Monica Barnes. Her art is fantastic. She's honest and she doesn't mind criticizing her own stuff, and she has fun. She has fun, that's for sure. Whereas, yeah. This is good for the arms, that's for sure. That's good strong arms. That's one thing that I've got, my arms. My legs used to be the strongest part, and now they're terrible. My kids always are saying, "Stop falling, Mom, stop falling." See what I can do about that. See what I can do. So, coming up on Halloween. Maybe I should turn this into a fall piece. Drop some oranges and browns down there too. I might just do that, you know. I do have one of these pigment oranges that I absolutely love. I'll be showing it to you because I'm using it. I purposely brought it down here for this piece. Yeah. So I got that in there. Yep. Here we go. Just playing around. Now, what I would like, I think, some of this. I think this is the currant. I'm pretty sure it is. And it, uh-oh. I can't get it off. It's broken. So I won't be using that. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's pretty. I think that's crimson or something. Yeah. Let's get some of that in there. This is all alcohol ink. I think it's Rangers. Pretty sure it is. This is called pink. It's called something. But anyway, I'm mixing the two colors together, but I'm not going to fully combine them. I just want sort of a lined effect in it. See how I'm doing this? I don't want it completely blended. Once it's on, then I'm going to really play around with it a lot more. I just want the sort of enough on the area to be able to spread it around and play with it, because it does take a long time to dry. Drywall mud is what, 24, 48 hours if you're lucky. And because I don't have to worry about, I'm not sanding it or anything like that. This is a low dust product that I purchased, and promises to be low dust, so let's see. I hope it is. Oh, I'm going to keep picking that one up and trying it. You know that, don't you? This is a beautiful deep red. I know you can't see it because I'm out of picture here. That's the mixture I'm making. It doesn't look like anything right now, except maybe, I don't know, an exploded something or other. Heart, I dare say. But here, let's get rid of that and turn it into a nice color. Into a nice blend. Yeah. That's more. There we go. I'm just kind of taking my time now and sort of spreading it out the way I want it to look. This is so much fun. I highly recommend it. And I'm really excited to see how it will turn out after using this drywall mud. And I will use other kinds of drywall mud too, this was just like your middle, I think, run-of-the-mill mud. I'm sure that the more expensive stuff maybe doesn't promise to crack as much or something. I don't know, as I know nothing really about drywall mud, except that I have drywalled before, and that's a hard job. Golly, I need, there, right there, it's a spoon, but I'm going to use it to sort of get that off so I'm not wasting it, eh? There we go. I don't think I need any more, to tell you the truth. I can likely move stuff around from one flower to the next. There we go. Oh. This is going to be really nice. I don't want all of that pink to be covered. This whole painting was done in multi-layers. If my grandmother were with us, she would be right in the middle of this, having so much fun. One of her favorite words was marvelous. Marvelous, darling. She always reminded me of a movie star. Every time she came to visit when we lived in Goose Bay, Labrador, she'd come and her hair would be all done up in a beautiful, like this honeycomb style bun. She had this beautiful lipstick on all the time. I don't ever recall her being without lipstick. Except when she was, of course, passing away. She didn't have lipstick on then. I tried to keep it on her, but it just didn't look right after a while. We all come to peace with our lives, I think. Hopefully, by that point, we've come to peace with our lives. I think that my grandmother, she had a lot of friends. Oh my gosh, she had a lot of friends. You couldn't help but absolutely adore her. She was just so nice and so vivacious and so in love with her husband. She knew what she wanted even early on. I was recently blessed with receiving some quotes, books of quotes and stuff that a friend of my grandmother's had put together while she was still living, actually. And Jenica kept it for years, and recently passed them on to me, which I thought was a very nice gesture. So I'll have to start reading through some of them maybe and see what you think of the gestures. I think we'll do that. I'm just going to just start sort of fiddling around a little bit, I think, and seeing about, I just put a little bit of purple in this. I was going to probably start soaking into this paper plate, but that's okay. Rather paper. Just trying to make it, oh, I like that. See, now I'm just playing, right? I'm just going to sit here and play. So if you want to sit here and watch, maybe drown me out and listen to some music while this is going on, you could do that too. I absolutely love the feel of this stuff, even through the plastic spoon. I can feel the liquid in it, yeah, I can feel that it's dampness. I'm trying to find the right friggin' word without sounding like some sort of pervert. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm not a pervert. My sister, however, she's definitely a pervert. Anyway, I gotta get that trinket box finished now and send it to her because she was the only one that liked and shared, and anyway, that's okay too. I think it's funny. I knew she was going to win, and she figured it was the only way she was going to get one of my pieces, but it's not the only way she's going to get one of my pieces. What the hell am I going to do with them all? Yeah. I really like this. It's adding, I don't know if you guys can see it from up there, but I am adding a little bit of color to the bottom of each of these, sort of to blend it a bit more. And I think what I can probably do, and this is going to be so stupid, if it, you know, anyway, just put a drop down there and sort of, oh yeah, baby. Yeah, that's, this is all alcohol ink that I'm using, and I have no idea how this is even going to work with the mud, like the alcohol in the drywall. We'll see, won't we? I think it's going to be fun to find out. Anyway, I'm just making light wisps here with the end of the spoon. And I'm just feeling the passion. Not really. Feeling the meditation. That's what it is. It's not it is a passion. I do love doing this. But it's for me, it's not even a hobby per se. It's more of a form of me being by myself. Even though I'm videotaping this, I'm still by myself, and I can feel the coldness of this drywall mud. And I'm going to go around the other side. Put some in here too, I think. This is awesome. Sometimes when I do this, I can actually, I know I'm alone, but I don't feel alone. I guess I can probably say. I feel like I'm being comforted. That's what painting does. That's what this sculpting business does for me. It comforts me. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do that flower for the middle still. I have to add a little bit more different colors to it once I get going there. There we go. Oh, he's finally. I have got to figure out, maybe somebody out there in La La Land can help me, because I've got a fractured L3, an old fracture of the T1 and, or no, sorry, T12 and L1. L1, L2, T12, no, L1 and T12. And I recently fractured L3 back in January. And since then, I can hardly friggin' walk now. Getting up a flight of stairs is quite a chore. And it's just getting worse and worse. And now I've got a sore neck and it's going down both of my legs. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to see if maybe somebody out there can give me some suggestions. Maybe. I'm not interested in purchasing something from you. I'm just interested in knowing what you do for your back pain. That doesn't cost me anything. What can one do? I know exercise. I can't walk any distance at all. I've lost over 50 pounds. So that I'm very pleased about. Still stuck on the last 20, that's for sure. I don't know how that's, oh boy, I like this stuff, eh? You know what this reminds me of? Making mud pies when I was a little girl. And it also reminds me of smushing pansies against the wall. Oh, look, I'm getting ink all over the place. Oh, Kara, I'm in so much trouble. Said no one ever. Said no one ever. It'll wash off. I plan on doing something to the top of this table anyway. Now I'll just have to, won't I? Or not. I'll leave it and it will remind me of the day that I made this video. Yeah, I like that. I am going to start getting my hands in there, I think, very soon. There we go. Now, find the lid, Kara. Get the lid on this stuff and, all right, I got alcohol upstairs too. Not the kind you drink. I do have the kind you drink, but that's not the kind I was talking about. What will I do now? I've got this crimson red that I still want to put in there, and I do want to get this orange in here too. So where did I put the orange? I wonder. That's pink. Oh, that's a beautiful pink color as well. That's beautiful pink. Oh, there's my orange right there. Let's see how this stuff mixes up. Let's see. I don't need that much, so I'm just gonna right there, like that. I am not gonna worry too much about. What I do need though is probably something like this. This is Artisu powder. It's called Saffron, and it's, I really love that color. That's a beautiful color. I'm gonna mix it up without breathing it in. You just gotta be careful, that's all. Just go slow. Go slow. Oh darn, oh well, that's okay. Maybe I shouldn't be mixing on top of my painting. That's okay. It's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna work out in the end. I am not worried about it. This is gonna be a marvelous piece. It's gonna be marvelous AF. Right, Granny? Oh, that's a beautiful color. Holy smolies. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I got that off of Amazon as well, I think, the Artisu. It's, wow. Of course, it looks different and different. Like if I were to mix the Artisu in with the resin, it would come out so much different. However, I'm not using resin. I'm using this drywall mud. And so, because the drywall mud has got its own kind of color with it, it makes this Artisu, it makes all of these colors more pastel. And I really like that effect. Now, if I were using the Artisu in resin, it would be that Artisu bright yellow, or bright orange, I mean. I gotta do what's on my side and stop reaching so far over is what I need to do, otherwise I'm not gonna last. And I could probably sit down too, couldn't I, to do this? uncaught. There's my apricot trees. I got 3 of them growing in there. Quite the little roots system. I'm gonna have to, I should have pulled them out and put them in dirt a while ago, but I just wanted to kind of see how long they would, they're continuing to grow. They're not dying. There's no mold in it. It's a nice airtight, very clean procedure that I did. And you know what I was tempted to do with this stuff is use one of my cake decorating bags or just like I got reusable silicone bags. I could snip the end off and turn that into something. Oh gosh. It's actually forcing me to stretch a little bit, so I am going to reach across because it does feel good on my back. It's a good stretch. I went for an osteopathy appointment. Reminded me a lot of Reiki, which I do myself. I've got my level 2 Reiki. I'm going to take my level 3 one of these years. I don't want to teach it, but I do like doing it. Reiki is very peaceful. Anyway, that's what this osteopathy felt like, was like Reiki. It's just more of a, well, it wasn't guided meditation, that's for sure, because she talked through the whole thing. I'm not sure if I like that very much. It would have been nicer to have some peace and quiet while I'm laying there, but you know, when you go to a massage therapist and stuff like that, I mean, if you're going to your friend who's a massage therapist, then chat up all you want. But when I go to a massage therapist, I kind of like it to be a little bit quieter, on the quiet side, and, you know, just sort of fall asleep if I can. Sometimes it's the only time when I'm laying there that I don't feel the pain. Well, don't talk to me when I'm getting a massage. I can hear Molly up there now. Molly's art. She's awesome as well. Or AW. I've gotten to this point where I've stopped fighting the acronyms. And now I embrace it and I make my own. I had somebody once pee in the hallway at work. I worked at a hospital, and I wrote PITH in the notes. Pissed in the hallway. PITH. So I hear all the kids now saying AF. Well, I know what that stands for. So I thought, well, maybe it's time we brought some of our groovy words back. I think that's a good idea. Why don't we start using our words from like the 60s and 70s? Yeah, the 80s were iffy. The 90s were a little bit better. 80s were iffy. I was pretty young in the 80s. Anyway, what could we say that was out of there? Well, groovy, deep, like that's deep, dude. That's deep, dude. TDD. There you go. There's my first one. That's deep, dude. Or that's groovy, dude. TGD. TGD. Or just GD. That's groovy, dude. Yeah, I like that. I just like the, yes, GD. Groovy, dude. That's, I think, what's going to work here. Yep. We need to keep it to 2 acronyms because soon there's not going to be anything to type with. It won't need a, anyway, we got to keep it simple for the upcoming millennials. I don't know what they're going to call them now. What do they call the babies that are being born now? I know the ones that are in their, well, now 20s and early 30s are the millennials. What is the generation at hand being called? Like my 17-year-old son, is he still considered a millennial, or is there a new way to describe the generations? I don't know what the hell I was. Hatched under an egg. I don't even know what I was. I was born a few years ago. I was born 54 years ago. 54? Yeah, 54 years ago. I think I'm 54. I might be wrong, but no, I'm pretty sure I'm 54. 65, yes, I'm 54 because it's 2019. See, this is the life of, you know, a human female in rural Nova Scotia, trying to just even remember how old I am, let alone what freaking year it is. Holy crap. I really like that. Do you know what I'm going to do, I think, with that red ink? Because I'm going to squeeze some of it out at the ends of these and leave the tips sort of what do you think of that? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not. Better than that one. Yeah, I like that actually. Here, or check her out. Check out Molly on YouTube as well. She's a sweetie, and she's a very talented young lady. I think she lives down in Florida. Oh, there's the mailman. I'm surprised the dogs aren't going off. They're getting old. Oh boy. It must be past 2. Here I am. That's cool. My son should be walking through the door, or the phone will be ringing saying, "Mom, you weren't supposed to pick me up." I think I was supposed to pick him up. I kind of like this. A bit more. I like that. Uh-oh. Huh. Anyway, I think that might be all I'm going to be able to do today. It's not bad. Not bad for something that's taken me so many years to get back to work on. Well, it's something that I did, gosh, I think I said I've been working on it for over a year. I have. It's been actually a few years. I started painting this before I was assaulted, and that was about 5 years ago now. And recently I looked at it, I hung it up, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna finish this. So this piece is, it means a lot to me. It'll mean a lot to me to get this done. It's sort of like conquering conquering back something that I thought was gone but wasn't. Anyway, hope you're all well. Share, like, subscribe. See if I can get to 30 people by Christmas. That's my goal. 30 people by Christmas. Anyway, that's it. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and I hope you like it. So we'll talk to you later. Ciao.